Hello, hello, hello. All right, day 4 of coaching. Today is Thursday, December 4th, my 4th day of my 31 days live. Remember, I told you guys I would come live every single day. I just didn't commit on what time. So I just had the most amazing sales meeting with my organization at eXp Realty. And when I say I love these people, they're like family to me. I want them to win. I want them to do great. And I've got this whole big group that shows up every single week, and they want to do good. They want to do better. They want to do more. And that's what makes being a leader fun. It isn't about what we win. It isn't how we win. It's how we help other people win the game. So anyways, today, my coaching, day 4. I talked about the last couple of days, get up early, do the hard things first. Got to do the hard things first, because if you don't do them, they won't get done. And then all you're doing is lying to yourself, and you'll be disappointed, and you'll never hit heightened levels of success. Number 2, yesterday I talked about, look, I see my books here, talking about the 10X rule, right? Like, you can't quit on yourself. I love the 10X rule. You guys know I'm partners with the Cardones. I love them. I love what they do. I love how they do it. And I'm very bought into the 10X lifestyle, the 10X movement, and just the fact that we're all responsible for our own destiny and our own success. But as a leader, we want to help people have more success. Today, I talked about this with my team a little bit yesterday. I want to talk about authenticity. All right. Authenticity. Why is authenticity important to your success? It is everything to your success. Okay. So when I do these coaching things, like some days I'm all made up because I know I have to go and I'm going to go meet people. And so that's authentic to me. Like, I like to go out and I like to look great when I'm, doing business. I think that's important. But then there's days like today when it's raining outside. I've got a bunch of legal paperwork. My husband's told me I've got to get finished. So I'm going to be sitting here working at my computer all day in between doing these coaching calls. And so authenticity is just putting on a sweatshirt, brushing my hair, barely brushing my teeth for sure, and jumping on here to talk to everybody, right? Like, that's the authentic you. Who is the authentic me? Who's the authentic you? Who are you when nobody's watching? Okay. That's how I would describe authenticity, is who you are when nobody else is watching. I know a lot of people. I've known a lot of people in my life and in my career. And it's funny, like, if you guys ever met someone, you're like, oh, this is Mary at work. This is Mary at church. This is Mary at home. This is Mary at a cocktail party. Like, right. Like, and it's 4 different Marys and you're super confused. Like, which Mary do I really know? Okay. And I've always tried not to be a Mary. Like, with me, it's what you see is what you get. If you follow me at all, you know who I voted for president. You know what I believe. You know what I do. You know why I do it. Period. End of story. I believe authenticity sells in your business. Now, it was interesting. I was in a meeting last night. I got to hang out with some dear friends of mine, very dear friends of mine I had not seen in many, many years in the automotive industry. And I drove into Austin, crappy weather, like freezing. But I was like, girls, there is nobody else I would have gotten in my car tonight and driven an hour and a half to have dinner with, except for the 4 of you. Because I love you guys so much, and you're such trailblazers in the auto industry. And they're putting on a big conference here in Austin, which I will be one of the keynote speakers. I'm super excited about that. I was their original keynote speaker 15 years ago. And anyways, and so we met at the hotel and talking. And I said, it's every one of you is exactly the same as when I talked to you 10 years ago. When I saw you guys 10 years ago, when I walked away from the auto industry, and you guys gave me a stage to say goodbye to the industry. It was beautiful. And you guys are all still the same people. Like, nothing's changed. And they're like, yeah, we feel the same way about you. Like I want to be that same person today as I was yesterday, but I want to be a better version of her. Okay. And so authenticity does not mean that you don't work on improving yourself, improving your skills, improving your game, improving yourself. And I talked yesterday about Hillsdale College, which, I became a donor to in the last couple of months since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And it was something that was near and dear to him. And so I got involved with them. And what I like about it is free. It's free to whoever wants to do the work. It's free to whoever wants to sign up. It's free to whoever wants to be better in life, wants to know more, who doesn't want to, that, you don't want to depend on the mainstream media or anybody else to tell you what it means to have ethics in business, what it means to understand the Constitution, financing. Like, they've got everything. They've got business courses. They're a university. Okay. But they've got a whole online sector. Now, you don't get college course credits for this, but you get to take college level courses for it for free. And don't you want to be better? Don't you want to know more? I don't want to turn on the news and the news is telling me how something works. No way. I want to know as much about the Constitution as that news reporter that's trying to shove it down my throat, right? And so anyways, I want to invite all of you guys to look at Hillsdale College, look at courses. They're free. Become a donor like I did. I feel really good about the money I send every month to Hillsdale College. But as usual, I digress. I want to talk today about authenticity. So authenticity builds three things in your business, all right? In your life and in your business. Number one, it builds trust. Okay. If people know the real you is going to show up, and that's what, like last night, I haven't seen some of these gals in 10 years, and they're still the very same people I knew 10 years ago, that I knew 15 years ago, that I helped found the Women in Automotive Board. Anyways, and it was like, this is why I loved them so much. This is why I got in my car in a crappy, I almost said it, but I didn't, crappy weather to drive an hour and a half to go see them. Because they're the same people today as they were 10 years ago when I saw them the last time. And you know what's great about authenticity is that you can pick up conversations where you left off 10 years ago. Literally, that's what we did. Picked up conversations where we left off 10 years ago. And I walked away feeling so good, so happy, so inspired, just happy I took the time and the effort to go see them again. So you think about you in business, you think about you as a person. Don't you want people to walk away going, I'm glad I took the time and the effort to have dinner with you, me, whoever, right? So that's authenticity. But authenticity builds trust, because people can trust what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, what advice you're going to give them, what direction you're going to go in. If today I say, I'm in real estate and I'm the greatest and and then tomorrow I'm like, well, I got back in the auto industry. Real estate sucked. People are like, whoa, I'm so confused. I thought, I trusted what you told me about real estate. I trusted that this was, and so you can't do things in your business, and you've got to be careful how you do major shifts. Okay. Shifts in your business, shifts in your thoughts, shifts in your communication, shifts in how you go out and you talk to people. It doesn't mean you can't have change in what you do and how you do it. Like, I went from the auto industry into real estate. But I'd almost built a roadmap on how I was going to do that, because I wanted people to still trust me, trust my brand, trust who I am. I'm just selling them a house now versus selling them a car. Okay. And so how do you build that authority brand? Well, number one, you're going to build trust. Okay. So I talked to my team about today. You got to build trust. I went as far as to tell them, I'm like, you make a list about why do business with you. Put your name on it, put your picture on it. Like, why do business with you? So those of you who are on my team who are watching today, who couldn't make the call, that's what we talked about, right? Was how to build that authority brand. And I think the number one way to build an authority brand, number one, period, ... end of story, isn't anything. It isn't your success. It isn't anything. It is authenticity. Do people believe that what you do matters? Do you believe that what you do matters? Because if you don't, you need to do something else. But you have to authentically believe that you work with the greatest company, you work with the greatest people, you are the greatest at what you do. And if you don't think that, I want you to figure out how to reset. I don't want you to quit, because I think that you're missing something. And maybe over the next 26 days now, I will go over some of those, right? I'm trying to keep these trainings to 15 to 20 minutes. I went long yesterday, but I don't want you to quit just because you're not totally bought in on yourself yet. Okay. It isn't time to quit. It's time to reset. And I talked yesterday about setting goals, and I talked about New Year's resolutions and how I don't believe in them. Like, if in February I'm not feeling it and I'm not feeling very good about myself or my business, I don't need to wait till the following January to have a New Year's resolution that I'm going to go to more conferences, I'm going to read more books, I'm going to enroll in Hillsdale College, I'm going to do things to to enhance myself. Okay. And I'm not talking about physical enhancements, although working out is a great physical enhancement. And the best thing you can do for your mind and your body and your health is to work out, and to work out in the mornings. Okay. I'm not a workout guru, but I'm just telling you for my own self, I am better and sharper when I have had, when I have committed, I've gone and worked out. I didn't lie to myself. I got the work done. And now I'm like, okay, I did something I'm not really wild about doing. I can hit anything today. I can do anything today because I fulfilled the first promise to myself. And so one of the things that you may have to do is make a promise to yourself that you are going to be better. Okay. And you don't need to wait till January 1st to do it. And so back to authenticity. God, you guys know me. Like I start going down one road, then I hit the other, but you know where I'm coming from on this. So authenticity builds three things. Number one, it builds trust. When people see the real you, they feel safe with you. And the trust is the most valuable currency you can have in leadership. Think about if you are a leader, that's your currency. Does your organization trust you? Do your people trust you? Do they trust that when they call you that you're giving them the advice that's really going to be beneficial to them? Not, there are times, guys, that people have called me and they're like, I think I need to leave your team. And they leave because they're leaving real estate typically. And I don't need to give them the company line call. Well, you don't need to do that. You're a quitter, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's what a lot of people would do. And I'm like, tell me why. Tell me why. And help them talk through it. Help them think through it. And if it's authentically better for them to go do something different, I'll be the first one to tell them. I have walked some really great people out the door, and they're always welcome to come back, and several of them have. And it's not because it's about me, because in my head, I'm thinking this is a mistake. It's because I care more about them than I care about me. I want them to be successful. I want them to be okay. Right. And sometimes maybe people just need to work on themselves. They need to work on their confidence, whatever it may be. So anyways, so trust is a leader. Number two is connection. Vulnerability makes you relatable. It turns followers into loyalists. It turns clients into family. Okay. There's not one of us on planet Earth that is perfect. Sorry. And if you think you are, you're wrong. So wrong. Okay. And I have found in all of my years of managing people, managing clients, managing deals, is that stuff happens. It just does. And you are better off being vulnerable, being honest, being transparent. That's all part of authenticity with people. They can accept a mistake. They can accept about anything when you have got transparency and vulnerability. And that is what builds connection. Okay, connection. So we've got trust, we've got connection. Then we've got number three, which is authority. The world listens to people who have nothing to hide. When you stop performing, you start leading. Should we send that message up to our government? Like, just tell me everything. I need to know everything. Quit performing, right? And so we cannot control any of that. We can't control our politicians lying to us or performing. But what we can control is how we do it in our own businesses. And this is a business coaching call, right? I can talk about life or whatever, but let's talk about business. You don't need to be all, they have a saying in Texas, that person's all hat and no cattle. Okay. And that just means like, they run their mouth and they got no stats, bottom line. Okay. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to be an authority in your space, and to be an authority in your space, not only do you have to know more than your competition, you've got to outperform your competition, or you've at least got to perform at their level. Okay. And if you're not, then you need to look at your business and you need to figure out why you're not. And how do you do that? The best way, when I look at someone who I deem kind of as a threat, is not really a right word. I think threat, I think a bodily threat, and there's nobody that's a threat like that to me. But I think about somebody who might be coming in, or who I look at and I admire, and I'm like, okay, all right, I see you. And now I'm going to go break apart how you do things. I'm going to look at everything you do. Why? Because I admire you. I see you. I see, okay, this is somebody who's a formidable opponent. And I know I'm going to have to potentially go up against them. in the marketplace or whatever. So I really start looking at their business. I look at how they do it. I look at, what they talk about. I look at what kind of listings they take. I look at who their team is. I look at the company they work for. Like, I look at a lot of things. And sometimes I reach out to them like, hey, I'd love to collab with you. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to talk. I think you and I need to know each other. I've said that to more than one. There'll be someone who watches this today. And if you're one of those people and I've reached out to you and said, hey, I think we need to know each other, put it in the comments so people know I'm authentic with that. I've done that many times. They're like, wow, I'm really surprised you're reaching out to me. Why would you be surprised? We are the two top people in this market. We need to know each other. Okay. We need to know each other. And 90% of the time it's worked. Every once in a while you get the person that's like, not interested. Game on. Okay, cool. I tried. Right? I tried. And now it's really game on. And that's okay too, right? To each their own. So today's coaching call, authenticity. What are you going to do to build an authentic brand? What are you going to do to build these three things in your business? Trust, connection, and authority. Trust, connection, and authority. Because once you have that authority, nobody can ever take it away from you. Just know that this inside of you, okay? And this is for my team if you're watching. This is for an entrepreneur. If you're an intrapreneur, I don't care. Nobody can take this away from you. And this is what, and I don't mean this. I mean this. I mean your head, your heart, your soul, your integrity. Like, nobody can take it away from you. So I want you, my takeaway for today's call is I want you to work on you. I want you to read more books. I want you to sign up for Hillsdale College, which is free. I want you to go to a conference that is good for your industry, good for your business. I want you to follow more podcasts. Like, I want you to work on you. I want you to become the most interesting person in the room. Because when you become the most interesting person in the room and the most well-read person in the room and the person who understands whatever you do better than anyone else, if it's your business's mortgage or title or car sales or insurance sales, or you're a stockbroker or you're a real estate, I don't care. Like, I want to talk to, if I'm at a cocktail party, I want to get to the person in the room who can tell me what I want to know about. So if I look over and there's a guy over there named Steve, and I know that he's a stockbroker and I know he's a good one, right? Because I've heard, because he's got authority. And typically, we all run in the same circles. Remember, we're the sum of the 5 people we hang out with. So the 5 people I hang out with usually have pretty interesting parties. I want to go over and talk to Steve. Or I think I use the name Steve. I want to go talk to Steve because I know he's an authority when it comes to being from the stock market. I'm not, but I want to talk to somebody who is. So how do you build that authority brand even when you're at a cocktail party? One of them is don't have too many cocktails. That helps. All right, guys, I am going to go get ready for my lioness, not a lamb call. I'm kind of squeezing everything in today, but I am committed to 31 days of coaching. This was day 4, December 4th, Thursday, and the topic was authenticity. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.